What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Traverse Play Sly 2 Band of Thieves Part 13. We are here in front of the one of the first job for Sly. I guess the first job in episode 5.
Okay, here's the plan. First, take some recon photos around the area. Then make your way up to the re-education tower.
Looks pleasant enough.
Oh, and stay clear of tanks. You know, so you don't get blown up into little sticky pieces.
Alright, so let me see. Oh, I guess these are all things that I need to take pictures of. I thought they might have been jobs. Alright, so boat, blimp, assault tank, and then Neela's HQ. Guess I'm gonna have to get closer for this one. Which is gonna be kind of difficult because of the tanks, but we'll just try to do it as fast as we can.
Neela's made a headquarters out of that old bank. It's a pretty secure location. It'll take some doing to drive her out.
Alright, so I have to take a picture of the boat. Come on. That's another good way, used for the paragliders to try to help keep, try to help position yourself from enemies like this. You know, I couldn't have been able to do that if,
The Contessa has these boats out on patrol against Neela's army. They could be useful to hitch a ride.
if I didn't have it, it would definitely be very difficult. Alright, let me see. Now, while I was off camera, I did get a one piece of stolen treasure. It's a bronze looking crown with a red jewel on it, and I will try to find the location of where it was. That will probably be kind of difficult because it was up kind of high. Let me see. I'll try to figure it out. I thought about trying to get all of the pieces of treasure and attaching them to the previous video, the clue bottle video, but I want to try to keep those just centered around the clue bottles. I guess I could also add the treasure as well, but okay. So here's where it was. It's a booby trapped one, and all I did was just take it to the safe house. What I did was I ran across here, jumped off of here, paraglided to this bridge, walked across there, and then there was some barrels that I jumped up onto to get up there, and then I just jumped into there. It's pretty simple. It's not as difficult as they make it seem. Well, this could be troublesome. Oops. Yeah. Ah, crap. Come on. It's the one I gotta take a picture of anyway. Oops. Ah, crap. This is gonna be a pain because you have to be really close to it. Oh, really?
The Contessa's all geared up for war. Just our luck.
So hopefully, because the well, I guess you can see it that damaged me quite a bit, but I still haven't healed up all the way from the previous video, so that's why I am actually very low on health. But with the future treasure and the clue bottles, I may add those together if they're easy to find. I actually forgot where a lot of the treasure was, so that's why I didn't try to spend a whole lot of time trying to find it. I figured, well, if I just do the jobs, I will eventually find where all the treasure is. So that's why I didn't really worry about it. I guess I got to go to the re-education tower now. Oh, there's something else moving. Oh, I gotta take a picture of the blimp.
That's the blimp
that's also where the safe is. And actually where the last
Door is locked from the inside. Try working your way around to the tower's window.
clue bottle was. I don't think it was quite right here, but it was on the other side over there, just somewhere over there to the right. But hopefully I can find it in here pretty easily.
Bentley, there's more than just the clockwork eyes up here.
Why are you doing this? Neela! She set me up. I'm an honest cop.
Of course you are. I've read your psychological profile. I know that you're honest.
Then why are you doing this to me?
Because, dear, you're honest. You see, by chasing after Sly Cooper, you learned too much about the Claw Gang and its spice operation. It was only a matter of time before you figured out that I was a secret member. So, when Neela gave me a chance to put you in custody, I took it.
Coward. You're a disgrace to Interpol. I'll make it my life's work to destroy you.
Oh, I'm afraid your life, let alone your life's work, isn't going to last much longer. Once I integrate the clockwork eyes into this device, your life's work will be whatever I tell you.
I won't be brainwashed that easily.
Quite right. It won't be easy or painless. But I will reprogram your mind, and you will take the fall for me at Interpol. Now, just lay back and relax. Go to your happy place and stay there forever.
I don't think they've seen you. Take a few photos and get out of there.
No, I've got to help Carmelita. She's in trouble here.
There's nothing you can do now. Get the recon photos and come back to the safe house. I swear, we'll find a way to help her.
So let me see. Sadly, it doesn't appear that it's going to be in here. Didn't figure it'd really be that easy to find.
The clockwork eyes. They seem to be routed through that control board. Get a shot of the console so I can decipher its make. Interesting. Inspector Fox is restrained in an old Iron Tech 250. Crude, but effective. Those are the Contessa's elite shadow guard. Tough is too sissy a word to describe those guys. That's a mind shuffler. I didn't think they were real. It's made of equal parts science and black magic. Indestructible to conventional weapons. That old terminal should be hardwired to the systems in this tower. We need to find a way to get it online. All right, head back to the safe house and we'll get a plan together.
So not too bad for a first job. About 10 minutes. Well, that's about 9.5.
The war between Neela and the Contessa has put the castle on high alert. To get at the clockwork eyes, we'll need to subtly manipulate this conflict to our advantage. Here's the plan. Hurry, sneak into the castle and kidnap the head of security. I want to ask him a few questions. Meanwhile, Sly and I are going to get a little paranormal. I'll slip into the crypts beneath the castle and put together a Bad Mojo bomb. It should be enough to destroy the mind shuffler. Sly, you capture a few local ghosts and drop them into Neela's headquarters. Hopefully the near-death experience will inspire her to purchase more mercenary firepower. We've all got our assignments. Good luck.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and sell some of the loot and treasure that I have real quick. So you see, I actually have quite a bit. Yeah, because like I said, the jeweled crown sells for quite a bit, so it's definitely worth getting. I guess I'll go ahead and take care of Murray's job first. It doesn't really matter who I do. And I want to be careful. Of course, you can't fight the tanks no matter who you are, so there's really no point in trying. If you see any tanks, you just want to run from them as fast as possible. Be careful. Try to knock out any guards that I see. Let's see, where is his job at? I wish he could run a little bit faster, but it's not too bad. I don't know where I'm going. Oops. Okay, let me see. Should be around here somewhere. And this is another good thing for those barrels, is you can have Murray and Bentley climb up onto them. Of course, they can't do, as I've continuously mentioned, they can't do the stealth actions or moves that Sly can, but they can at least hang on to ledges and they can. Oops. Oh, yeah, that was useful. I honestly didn't think flashlight guards could fall like that, because I've never been successful in actually knocking one down. I lost my train of thought.
Hey, Murray, can you see the general from there?
Nope. Just an old man coming up the ramp.
Don't let his appearance fool you. That's General Clawfoot, and he's one of the toughest old soldiers you'll ever see. Not to mention head of castle security.
What if he doesn't want to come? I don't want to hurt him.
Oh, don't worry about that. He's only afraid of two things: fire and water. Other than that, you couldn't hurt him if you wanted to. He might even come in handy along the way, as a projectile.
Wow, that is handy.
So I believe we're gonna have to grab him. Knock him out.
Now bring it back to the safe house. I marked it in your Banana cover.
Just keep him out of the water. I'm not exactly sure where fire could be. Oops. Where fire could be. Let me see. There ain't no way I need it. Oops. Knock out these guards real quick, and of course. Be careful, the general. You can't, like I said, like Bentley said, you can't actually hurt him as long as you don't throw him in the water or any fire that could be around. You're okay. Okay, let me see. You just have to figure out how to get across the bridge. This is actually the hard part, is trying to get him across this bridge without having him hurt. I guess the fire could possibly be the tank shells, but of course, you don't want to throw him in the water. Thankfully, there's some.
Well, General Clawfoot, we've got a lot to talk about. You wouldn't by chance know the security codes to the castle gates, hmm? Don't feel like talking, huh? How about a little of this?
Jack!
Talk, you scoundrel!
Alright, so now I will, I guess, do Bentley's job. I guess I could do Sly and finish as Bentley because I would like to try to get the treasure. So I'll go ahead and do Sly and try to look for the treasure that's scattered around. And a good use for the if you have a hard time trying to get across the bridge, a good use for the paraglide is well, before that would work. That's a good idea just to try to get across the bridge quickly, but of course it does take time to actually climb up onto the the rail and paraglide across when you would actually just be quicker to just run to the run across the bridge or try to figure out how to get across the bridge, so it may not work all that well.
Alright, Sly, there's your new objective. Sneak inside and smash the coffin of the evil wolf priestess.
Sounds pretty harsh. Does the old girl really deserve that sort of treatment?
Weren't you listening? She was an evil wolf priestess. Once you smash the coffin, it'll free all the ghosts trapped in there with her.
Okay, I don't know where you're going with all of this, but freeing trapped ghosts sounds vaguely heroic.
Alright. Doesn't really matter if you get spotted. You can just go into the tomb and you won't get seen. Now there shouldn't be anything in here worth finding unless the crap. I guess could have timed that a little bit better. Unless the safe is here, and I doubt it is. Oops. Really? Oh well. Just have to start back at the beginning. Crap. Wish it was a little bit easier, like this one. Oh wow, there's a bunch of them.
Nice work. Now head outside, and I'll fill you in on phase 2. I modified the imager in your binocucom to capture ghosts.
Didn't I just set these guys free? Why would I want to capture them again?
Not to worry. It's only a short-term confinement. Gather all the ghosts, then set them free down the chimney of Neela's headquarters.
I get you. She'll think it's a sneak attack from the Contessa.
Correct. If I did my math right, and I always do my math right, Neela should respond to the assault by purchasing more firepower.
Anything bad for the Contessa is good for us. And we get to really freak out Neela.
Alright, so you can see where the ghosts are. All you have to do is just get close and then take a picture of them, and then that will capture them. But the problem is they are scattered around pretty much over the entire level, and they're not they're not always very easy to find. Like that one is. That is the first one, so of course it's going to be easier. But everyone after that one is usually high up and pretty hard to find. I guess I should just stay in stay in areas, but I guess I'll just try to go after whichever ones I find first. Like these, I see these, so I'll just go after these real quick. If I can dodge the tank. Yep, nope. Ah, crap. No tank. Thankfully, it is pretty easy to dodge the tanks. All you have to do is pretty much just get around behind them, and they won't actually follow you. And you're a lot faster than the tanks turrets, so that makes it a little bit easier to dodge them. Figure out where that ghost is. And they're not always easy to take pictures of because of the way that they move around. That definitely makes it pretty difficult to take pictures of them. Especially with the tanks around. I guess since I'm back over here, I was trying to figure out where I was, but I guess since I'm back over here, I'll go ahead and just focus on the ghosts that are around here. I swore I heard one around here. Now, just like all the other the picture taking jobs, you have to get pretty close to the ghosts before you can actually take their pictures. So then that also makes it a little bit more difficult. You know, you can't just find a ghost and then take its picture from wherever. You have to be, like I said, pretty close to them before you can take their picture. So I have to get a little bit lower for this one. Well, what the? Oh. Okay. There we go. And thankfully the ghosts don't run away if you get close to them. They still, you know, hang around in their little sections, so that also helps make it a little bit easier, because you can get pretty close to them without worrying about scaring them. Oh, I forgot about this one. So he's all the way up there, huh? Thankfully, you don't actually have to climb all the way up there to get it. So it should be, no. So say that should be all the ones in this section, but sadly, no. I may not actually have to get quite this high, but since I'm already climbing up here, I might as well go ahead and make it easier and try to take the picture from up here. There we go. And thankfully you don't actually have to get the entire ghost in the picture to capture them, so that also makes it a little bit easier. So since I'm up here, I want to make sure I don't jump down when I don't need to. Let's see. Probably. Oh crap, I did not actually expect him to be able to reach me. There we go. Alright. 2 more, and I'm closer to this one, so I'll go ahead and head over to the one on the left. Oops. I forgot these. You have to slide on these. And I figured that was going to happen sooner or later. That's why you have to be careful and try to pick and choose when you just regular jump or you try to double jump. And then we can just get this last one all the way over there. Thankfully, it's right by Neela's headquarters, so that makes it a little bit easier. Figure out how to get up on the roof. And so you can, if you haven't noticed, this side of the river doesn't have any enemies except for the bottom portion down there. This is all owned by, I guess you could say really owned, but controlled by Neela. And that's why you don't see any of the Contessa's guards.
You have all the ghosts. Now just make your way to Neela's HQ and drop them down her chimney.
All you see is militia tanks, and I believe once after this, you may actually have to deal with bombers. You may not have to worry about that, but I don't remember right off the top of my head, to be honest.
So, the Contessa wants war, eh? Perhaps it's time I purchase a little air power. A few bombs should put that old Charlotte in her place.
And sadly, I'm not exactly where I wanted to be, but since I'm here, I'll go ahead and try to find some of the treasure. It's scattered around here. I didn't want to do this, but I thought there was only one there instead of 2. Oops. Oh. That worked out real well. And now the problem is I don't remember where the treasure is anywhere. Like any of the pieces that I had found while looking for the. Oh, that's kind of useful. Oh crap! I have to figure out a way to get up to a rooftop. So all I have to deal with is the little guys, but it makes it a little bit easier. And none of these guys have any loot on them. Oh, it's like I said, you could go a long time not finding any loot, or every other enemy you see, or every other enemy you see could have loot on them. And this is what I was afraid of. That's why I kind of didn't want to go after this one, because I could see the bomb on it. I thought that just might have been the gem in the middle of the crown, kind of like reflecting light or something like that. But and that's why I didn't want to get this one while I was still searching for the still searching for the clue bottles. So you want to be careful, especially around the tanks. As long as you kind of follow behind a tank. Oh, no. Come on. There we go. Oh, wow. I'm actually surprised I made that one. Now, I'll go ahead and sell it real quick. And then I'll try to get Royal TR 601. That ain't too bad. And there should be 1 or 2 more. The one that's on the entrance to the Contessa side, on the entrance archway to the Contessa side of the river. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to get that one. I probably have to climb up fairly high, then just paraglide down to that ledge sit here and try to find a way to get up here, I guess. And this ain't gonna be high enough, but at least it'll. Let me see. Yeah, that's what we have to do. Not exactly what I wanted to do, but let me see. Feels like I'm missing a piece of treasure around here somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe there's only 3. I swore there was 4 though. Let me see. I wouldn't be able to paraglide from right here, so I'll try to head as close as I can to it. Perhaps climbing up there wouldn't be a bad idea. I can also just do this. Alright, let me see. And then you can see the ledge there. I don't think I can get any higher than this. Get a little bit closer, but oh well. And there we go. So not that difficult to get to. Thankfully it's not booby trapped, so we can take our time with it. Watch out for the spotlights. The spotlights are going to be... Oh, okay. That was odd. And we're going to watch it. Going to want to watch out for the tanks. Thankfully, you cannot get ran over, or if you touch a tank, you can't get hurt. So that makes it very useful. You know, that helps. And so we'll sell this. I'm guessing there's only 3 because there's only been 3 pieces of treasure in every episode, unless I'm missing one somewhere. Ah, crap. This is where that running ability helps. I'm not sure exactly where it is. I know he's got a faster run than this. I just wish I could remember where or how you use it. Oh wow. Ah, really? Oh, there we go.
That's it. I knew she'd have a Bad Mojo collector to transport the overflow. Huh? It's a semi-magical device that sucks up Bad Mojo. I'll need it to gather the runoff from these spouts.
Wow, sounds easy.
Not really. Bad Mojo is a powerfully dark force. Take any damage while carrying that collector and you're done for.
Wow, sounds hard.
Yes, it presents an interesting tactical challenge. Perhaps I could use the death traps native to these crypts against any foe that might attempt to thwart my collection of the ectoplasm.
Huh? No way that'll work. I'd use that switch to smash up the guards before they ever got near me.
Precisely. Once all 4 cylinders of the collection device are full, that should be enough black magic to destroy the mind shuffler.
Alright, so to pick this up, and you'll have to use these switches on the guards. You can see. You see all it does is just smashes them up against the roof. See the buttons do take some time to become active again, so you want to be careful when you use them. If you can, you want to try to hit two or more guards, but that's not always very easy to do, and you definitely don't want to wait too long. You have to remember that the guards do wind up. At least these wolves do wind up quite a bit, so that does help decide. That can help you decide when you want to crush them.
Looks like the spouts run out of Bad Mojo. No matter, I'm 1/4 of the way to a full tank.
And so sadly, you do have to do this at least 4 times with different traps, and each section will get harder.
I'm not really sure how to use your computer, but a new crypt should be up in your binocular.
And you have to be careful not to take damage, so you definitely have to be very stealthy and either avoid enemy. Oh crap! Either avoid contact with enemies altogether, or use a whole bunch of sleep darts and bombs to try to get rid of the enemies. So these switches will activate different traps.
That's just not safe.
You see. So once they get into this section, oh no. Oh wow, really? Come on.
It's still resetting.
Yeah, I know. Oh, really? So thankfully you don't actually have to start the entire thing over again. You just have to start the fight you are in. And that's why it's a good idea to try to get used to the
It's not ready yet.
try to get used to the switches first. So you can see what the middle switch activates the swords. On the bottom, you can see
Reset.
you can see the swords right there on the bottom. The axe that swings down there. This launches knives out of the left, that switch on the right side there. Oh boy. See, I think I can knock the enemies out myself. Yes, that works. Oops, I thought that was something else. There we go. So now I can use the knives there, the swords there. Like Bentley said, it's actually you do have to think about which traps will work best for the current situation, and so you do actually have to you use tactics to try to help get through this a little bit easier, to make it a lot easier for you. Oops. And so you can see the swords.
Another chamber in my Mojo collector is full. Moving on to the third crypt.
The knives only do that section, but right after the last set of swords that come out of the ground, right before the masher section.
Should be a new waypoint in your binocular.
Be very accurate if you're going to put any guards to sleep as well. Try to figure out where that next crypt is. I'll go ahead and put him to sleep so he won't. Try to figure out. Oh, it's all the way up there, really. Hopes it won't be that difficult. Oh, it's not actually that high. Okay. Alright. Oh. Adrenaline burst. Press L1, L2, or R2. L1, I guess. Trigger bomb. I actually forgot this was here. We'll do L2 for that one. Long toss. Throw things farther with Sly and Bentley. That's automatic. Health extractor press. Let me see. Oh, I guess I'll use that one. I actually forgot that that existed. So there you go. So you can see what it does. It does take out of the bar there at the bottom of Bentley's health indicator. That does use some of that bar to use the adrenaline burst. So you want to be careful. Oh, I guess that just puts him to sleep. Well, crap. Okay. So again, you just want to test everything, see what works, see what doesn't. Okay, so I guess they want me to fend for myself for now, because nothing is nothing is ready. This is the one thing that's useless. There we go.
That's just not safe.
That ain't too bad. Give everything time to come back on. Oops, wasn't paying attention to that one that had just come out. Alright, let me see. So we'll save the sleeping one for when it gets too crowded. Ah, really? I didn't expect him to be able to hit me. Alright, so what that trigger bomb does is it lets you throw a bomb in any direction, and then you can just sit there for let the bomb sit there until enemies appear. Ah, really? What was that? And it is pretty useful. I'll try to now that I remember how to actually use it. I'll try to show it off a little bit better. And so then you just push the button again, and you can you actually don't have to wait for it to land before you use it, which is very useful. And it's actually a pretty strong bomb as well. I guess it's not that much stronger than the other bombs. I guess that sleeping gas is actually pretty powerful, a lot more than Bentley's sleep darts. Ah, really? It's almost full too. This one's definitely the hardest. out of all of them, just because there's not a whole lot of actually useful stuff. Like with the second one. The second one is very very useful. You know, very easy to do once you learn what all the buttons do. Yeah, it's definitely by far one of the easiest ones, if not the easiest. And you want to be careful, because I'm pretty sure you could, if you're not careful, you can actually get caught in some of these traps. Of course, not the sleep gas, but everything else you can get caught in. I like to wait till there's more guards here before I try to put everyone to sleep. But since they're kind of crowding around there, doesn't actually look like I'll be able to. I believe it takes about 2 bombs for you to be able to kill the guard. So if you just drop 3 in a little crowd, that's actually pretty useful. I'll try to lead them over here. Now this one you definitely have to be a lot more tactical than most of the other ones, just because of how useless everything is, pretty much.
Looks like I've only got one more crypt to go.
So you definitely want to, try to figure out the best possible traps to use.
I just sent you another waypoint, but it's kind of buried in the well. Yeah, you'll figure it out.
I think all we have to do is just jump down here, and then it should, yeah, there we go. So this will probably be the hardest out of all of them. Hopefully it won't be too difficult. I'll just figure out what everything does real quick. Of course, you can knock the guards into the water, which actually makes it kind of useful. But I know what the middle button does, so I'll try out some of the other buttons real quick. No, that's actually kind of useful. Oops. Yeah, that one's not going to be ready for a while. Now, if you can be fast, you can actually, because these buttons reset pretty quickly. You can actually just keep knocking the guards off of the platforms that they're on over there, and keep them from actually coming into this middle section here very easily. But you just have to be fast and try not to hesitate pressing the buttons. And if any guards happen to come across,
With a Mojo collector at full capacity, I should be able to blow the clockwork eyes off that mine shuffler. This is going to be great.
you want to be very careful.
Alright, fellas, let's get down to business. The first steps to escalating the war between Neela and the Contessa have gone well. We're down to the final setups before we spring our trap. Sly, I need you to steal a voice modulator from the castle and install it under Neela's headquarters. If all goes as planned, it should allow us to give orders to her
So you actually need the paraglider. A lot of the items that you can buy you don't really need, but the paraglider is one thing that you really need. So I'll see what loot I can sell real quick. I'm not going to do any of those jobs right now, just because I'm running kind of. I'm not really running low on time, but you know I've been going for about 51 minutes now, almost 52, and I would I don't want to make these too long. I did 4 jobs, so that's okay. I should be able to. I kind of remember some of those jobs, like the Murray job with the tanks. That can be kind of difficult. I remember the first time I played it, it did take me quite a while to try to figure out how to beat it. So that may be, kind of that will probably be kind of difficult to do. Take me a little while to beat. But we'll start with Know Your Enemy. Know Your Enemy is a job in a tangled web of Sly 2 Band of Thieves. Objective: take recon photos around the castle and then climb up to the contestant's re-education tower. Goals: take recon photos of the area, get to the tower, take recon photos inside the tower. Note: the title of this job is a quote from Sun Tzu's The Art of War. Okay, so we'll go to Ghost Capture. Ghost Capture is a job in Sly 2. Ghost captures a job in a tangled web of Sly 2. Objective: free the ghosts, capture them on film, and then release them down the chimney into Neela's HQ. Goals: enter the crypt, break the coffin, and free the ghosts. Photograph and capture the ghosts, and then deliver the ghosts to Neela's HQ. So no trivia there. So we will go to Mojo Trap Action. I guess I've only done 3, so my bad. And I guess, yeah, I did do 4 because Kidnap the General. Mojo Trap Action is a job in a tangled web of Sly 2. Objective: use the cryptic traps to keep the wolves at bay while you collect Bad Mojo. We'll need to blow the clockwork eyes off the mine shuffler. Goals: gather 4 batches of Bad Mojo. And no trivia or notes, so we'll go to Kidnap the General. Kidnap the General is a job for Murray in a tangled web of Sly 2. Objective: kidnap General Clawfoot and bring him back to the safe house for questioning. Goals: bring General Clawfoot back to the safe house. No trivia. The General is only susceptible to fire and water, so don't let him fall or drop him into any water, and don't use any fire on him. So I guess that's like Murray's fire flop and the flaming fist. So I guess you just don't use those 2 moves on him and you should be okay. So anyway, thank you for watching. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. The challenge of the video is how many times that I use the traps, well, not how many enemies that I kill with the booby traps during the entire Bad Mojo job. Thank you for watching. Next time we will start the next set of jobs. So until then, later everyone.